Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to share with you one of the biggest mistakes that I made after I moved abroad. If you've ever felt lost, unsure of yourself, or questioned your long-term goals, this video is for you. Moving abroad was a roller coaster ride for me. For many years, I felt completely lost. I was unsure of myself and what I wanted to achieve. I was going through the motions, focusing on the day-to-day tasks without taking the time to think about the big why. Why did I come to the US? What did I want to accomplish while I was here? Where did I see myself in 5 or 10 years down the line? What were my long-term goals and dreams? My unwillingness to stop and ask myself these hard questions made my immigrant journey a lot harder than it needed to be. I fell into the trap that most adults fall into of thinking that, I'll just figure it out as I go. And then life started happening. Before I knew it, my first year in college was over, and then the second one went by in a flash. Then I blinked and I was walking across the podium at graduation. After that, I was thrown into the real world, trying my best to keep my head above water. Does any of this sound familiar to you? If this sounds like your story as well, don't worry. I truly believe that God uses everything in our lives for our good. There is a silver lining in all of this, and no learning opportunity ever gets wasted, in my opinion. I don't know about you, but the biggest lesson that I learned from that season in my life is just how miserable life can be when you don't know where you're going. Earl Nightingale, the famous writer and speaker, defines success as the progressive realization of a worthy goal. This means that success is not necessarily a specific destination or an achievement, but rather it's you making progress slowly towards that goal. According to him, anyone who is actively working towards a goal that they set for themselves and is making baby steps towards it is successful. But in order to be successful by his definition, you first need to know what your worthy goal is, right? If you've just moved to a new country or are in the process of deciding if you want to move to a new country, take some time to figure out your big why. This is where you have to dig deep and ask yourself why you want to take on this new experience in the first place. What are you trying to achieve? What are your goals during this period in your life? Maybe your big why is creating a solid financial foundation for yourself and for your family. Maybe it's learning new skills that will help you get ahead in your chosen career. Maybe it's starting your own business. Or maybe the reason you wanted to move abroad is because you want to create an interesting life and a life that you are proud of. When I talk about my big why, I'm not referring to how to overcome the small problems we all face as adults living in the real world, such as paying the rent or getting a job that we don't really care about. These small goals we set for ourselves every day are good to have, but they are not enough to keep us going in the long run and to keep us hoping when things get rough. I know how easy it is to get distracted by all of the smoke and mirrors and all of the day-to-day tasks that we are assigned, but forget why we really came here. Unfortunately, I did this throughout my 20s. I went through the motions. I was so focused on the day-to-day stuff that I completely lost sight of my big why. I don't want this to happen to you too. Most people will tell you to be practical and to be realistic. And I agree with them. You need to be able to focus to function in the real world. You need to be able to pay your rent on time. You need to be good with money. You need to get a good education and take care of yourself and your body and look after your kids and so on. All of these things are true. I think being realistic and practical is a good thing for the most part, unless you're using realism as an excuse to not pursue your big dreams or your legacy goals because you don't think it's realistic or because other people don't think you will make it, whatever that means. In my mind, the biggest problem with focusing only on realistic goals is that these kinds of goals don't have enough passion inside of them to keep you going when things get rough. They lack the excitement, the passion, and the vision for a better life. For example, I don't know anyone who wakes up in the morning excited to get a 2% salary increase at work. Do you? On the other hand, I do know people that wake up every morning excited to work on their passions or to work on their new book or to work on creating another YouTube video, etc. So let's remember to ask ourselves the big questions and find our big why. It's not just about surviving, it's about thriving and creating a life that we are proud of. Thank you for listening, and I hope that this inspires you to dig deeper and to find your own big why. If you found this topic interesting, I wanted to let you know that I recently wrote a new book where I give practical advice to people who are trying to navigate the challenges of moving to a new country. My book is called The Immigrant Journey: How to Make the Most of Your Life in a New Country. You can find it on Amazon, but I also linked it for you in the description box below this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.